누군지 알지 근데?
Thank you very much, Joe. I'm joined here by Spirit after that victory over Fnatic. You did say in the pregame video you were going to dominate them. They put up a good fight, but how did you end up beating them?
그 사전 인터뷰 때 프나틱 상대로 압도적으로 이길 거라고 이제 말하셨는데 좀 경기가 어땠나요?
일단 경기 자체가 그렇게 사전 인터뷰처럼 압도적이진 않았고요. 근데 저희 팀원이 모두 잘해줘가지고 이렇게 이길 수 있었던 것 같네요.
The game was very hard. It wasn't as dominating as I thought, as I said in the pre-game interview. But my teammates played very well, so I think we were able to win because of them.
You also said you swore to protect Def. Do you think you did a good job here in this game?
그 데프트 선수를 무조건 지켜주겠다고 말씀하셨었는데 어떻게 그 목표를 달성하신 것 같나요?
일단 이 경기에서 제가 데프트를 지켜줬다기보다는 혁규가 데프트가 저를 지켜준 것 같아요. 그 약속을 제가 못 지켰는데 8강전부터 이제 제가 데프트를 지킬 수 있도록 그 약속 지키도록 하겠습니다.
I think for this game, Deft actually protected me more. So I wasn't able to keep my promise, but hopefully from quarterfinals, I'll be able to protect him more. Yeah.
Tell me about those quarterfinals, knowing that you guys had some really hard games here in the group stage. How do you reflect on that?
이번 조별 예선 때 되게 힘든 경기가 많았었는데 조별 예선에 대해서 좀 다시 한번 되짚어 주세요.
일단 C조에서 정말 많은 게임들이 있었는데 저희 팀이 확정되기 전까지도 정말 확정되는 날까지도 그렇게 간절히는 이런 점이 없었는데 일단 모든 팀들이 정말 대단한 팀인 것 같아요. 저희 팀도 저희 팀 나름대로 엄청나게 잘하지만 다른 팀도 다른 팀 나름대로 진짜 대단한 팀들인 것 같아요. 긴장해서 말이 잘 안 되는데 제 생각에 아마 이번 롤드컵 C조가 가장 정신없었던 그리고 예측하기 힘들었던 조가 아닌가 싶어요.
Okay, I think Group C, our group, was the hardest group to predict which teams would get out. Each team, they performed very well. They were all really good teams, including our team. So, yeah, I think until the match, we decided that we would get first place. Each game was very hard, and it was a very hard group to get out of.
Absolutely was. You guys did amazing. Congratulations. Thank you very much. And as for us, we're going to break down that game further over at the analyst desk.
Thank you very much, Shox. And of course, just want to reiterate, with that loss, Fnatic's run at the 2014 World Championship is now over. Samsung Blue go 5-1 in the groups, and it looked a little close at the beginning. I feel like Samsung Blue is just one step ahead of Fnatic. Let's talk about some of the picks and bans and some of the strategy that they used to take down Fnatic. Despite Soa's getting some kills, he really struggled on that Rumble.
So the one thing I really like was the fact that Samsung Blue banned away the Lucian away from Reckless. The only weakness we've really ever seen from Samsung Blue is getting snowballed on early game. They removed the big snowbally AD carry. We saw Peke make good moves. We saw Soaz start 3-0. We saw Cyanide make good ganks. But Reckless is stuck farming in the bottom lane. And he's still opted to pick Tristan a second round. I would like to see him find more champions, like maybe bring out Caitlyn, even though she's not that common, because strategically you're going to beat this team by pushing things down in 25 minutes, and that's where I would have liked to see Fnatic go. I'm
glad you mentioned the Reckless point. Reckless did not win a game when he did not play Lucian. The only wins Fnatic have is when he's on that single champion. We saw him struggle on the Tristana in other matches. Samsung Blue did some good early game shenanigans. Let's pull up the first replay that I think Krepo was quite excited about. And Krepo, you can talk us through this.
Yeah, so first of all, Yellowstar gets caught here, so we could run the clip already, and I'll talk over everything else I want to do. So he tries to sweep that ward, and then eventually he'll get caught going back into the jungle, I believe. Hard double checks with his sweeper that he's there, and then they kind of get surprised that Yellowstar finds himself all the way in the jungle. He completely loops around. And yeah, this is just not good play. You need to respect the entrances to your jungle. Yellowstar completely doesn't expect him to be here. I think if he went left and flashed over the wall anyways, he would have lived. So this is just you're not used to that. You know, you play your scrims all the time and then you just get caught out.
Yeah, not only that, but this is what happens when you, let's pause this real quick. This is what happens when you have sometimes, when you take that early sweeper, you actually sometimes can't ward all your entrances. And so you leave yourself vulnerable to those kind of plays.
So yeah, we can roll the clip again. This is actually the main point I wanted to say is Fnatic, basically, they react really well, and on the top side, they catch out Acorn. So both teams actually don't play safe enough, you know, not enough respect for the possibilities of being caught. Reckless blows his jump early here and he's killing W, but that'll come in handy when Samsung actually decides to 3v1 invade and tries to 3-buff Fnatic, and they bite off a little more than you can chew. Just look at what Reckless does here. This is so unexpected for an AD carry to come down after freezing so quickly, and then he'll just go full man mode and jump on 3 people as an AD carry, and I really like that play because this basically gets Fnatic back into the game. If this invade works well for Blue, Fnatic gets 3-buffed and they completely lose out, and yeah, Cyanide makes it out by the skin of his teeth. Death goes real low, he has to like move out of that, and then Hearts ends up dying in the pit. And I think I really like what both teams did in terms of catching people out, but I think Blue got a little bit too cocky there. But they did make the right reaction going for that play, because you know that Tristana and Janna are going to swap away from that cocky Thresh lane, and they read it. They just predict the swap and they go for a counter invade. Just a little too greedy doing a 3-buff counter invade, in my opinion.
I found it really interesting, actually, as the fight was going on. One, you talked about the man mode, unexpected Tristana jump. You saw Hart didn't flay it out. He could have flayed the rocket jump, saved the slow from happening. This is 4:14, so I'm pretty sure rocket jump is still a 2.5 second slow back in this patch. And then also Fnatic's shot calling, their target calling. They had Deft at like 100 health, but they realized they couldn't catch him with harpoons anymore. They said, let's go for this Thresh instead. Like, again, great choices.
So Crumbs, we haven't heard from you yet. What happened to Fnatic in the following 15-20 minutes that started their eventual downfall?
To me, what stood out this game had to be, we have usually every game that Fnatic was doing really well, Pekka was not on a split push champion. He wasn't something that was able to group with the team and generate plays that way. He was landing charms, he's playing really effectively. But as Zed against Talon got pretty far ahead, especially with that first blood. So it was a really difficult 1v1 that we saw get traded 1-for-1 left and right. And just the 4-man squad from Fnatic just didn't have enough coordination to surpass. Even though SOAS was 3-0, they were just, there's no communication between them to actually be able to come out ahead.
Yeah, both teams played a similar style where they have their mid laner split push on the side lane and they have this 4-man squad try and like play the map. But because Tristana scales so slowly compared to a Corki, Def was basically, he was winning that game for his team. He was influencing the map, going from one lane to the other, going around, pushing down towers, while Fnatic was playing catch-up. And they had these couple of moments where they could capitalize and just counter-engage, but they kept using their Rumble ulti on every wave, and they basically dug themselves a hole they could never go out of because they need that Rumble ulti.
Let's pull the next replay up real quickly as we move the conversation along. Monty, you were quite excited about this particular kill.
This is just a beautiful kill, and it shows how confident Samsung Blue are in each other's playmaking ability. So let's just go and roll this right now. And so Cyanide's going to come into this rush. Now Heart's going to see him right here and wait for it. So right here, there's the Lantern going to go out. Dade's going to flash to the Lantern. Hart is going to flash forward after that. And then the ult and Ignite coming in from Dade after the cutthroat in order to get the kill. I mean, to be that confident against a highly mobile champion like Lee Sin, that you're going to use 2 flashes for that and then execute it perfectly, they got some balls.
Mind-boggling. We do need to move this one on. There's only 2 regularly scheduled games left in the group stage. So let's actually take a look at where the teams stand in Group C. So Group C, Samsung Blue rather, are 5-1. They've finished their group stages. The second place seed will be wrapped up in the final game between LMQ and OMG. The winner takes that last spot and they punch their ticket to Busan. Guys, we're going to step away for a moment, but when we come back, it's a fight between North America's Cloud9 and Korea's Najin White Shield. Don't go anywhere.
Just finished his Trinity Force. Got his Guardian Shadow use Brutalizer. It's all about finding fights.
Deathmark going down, but is it going to be enough? Dade is going to be. Once again, looking for Pekka. Actually lands the hook straight through the wall. I'm not sure about following through, but Dade will join in, and Pekka goes down. SOAS here caught all on his own on the backside. He will be the focus for now. Monsoon comes in. There will be the Zonyas, but SOAS will go down. SOAS does go back. There's the diving from Dade. Are they going to finish the Reckless? They do. He's definitely gets that one. He's not done just yet. He wants to kill Yellow Star. Gets
the big one!
The big bomb comes through.